All right, let's get back. So here, what does an operator or is doing? It basically gives us a list of results with either of the keywords. Biryani. All right. So that's basically an OR operator is doing. All right, so I'll just take a pause. Any doubt or any question on what OR operator is doing?
Can we look at a combination shift and
We'll look up, but basically on OR. And we have covered. If we have any doubt on AND, please ask. If we have any doubt on OR, please ask. If not, we'll move next. So any question on understanding what operator AND is doing and an operator OR is doing? AND is basically giving us a list of results with one and more keywords, which are in the combination of AND. So it's giving us keyword AND as well keyword 2, both the things. So in a free portion, in a free versions of LinkedIn or Anisys portals, we might get to see up to 5 keywords that we'll be able to see in a free versions of it. But otherwise, if we get into the paid portals, then definitely we can see up to 300 keywords as well. Though there's no limitation of up to 300, but still, I've been using LinkedIn when I used to use somewhere around the combination of 600 to 700 keywords. But in a recent past, LinkedIn is not that operational when we use so heavy keywords about 600 or 700. So that's when I reduced down to 300 and still it's working perfectly fine. But just to give an example, how many keywords we can use, then it depends actually portal to portal. But otherwise, ideally, 50 keywords for sure in any given paid portals. And in free versions also, we'll learn how to give more number of keywords, But just to start with, we'll just stick to 5 keywords and a 4 operator. Later on, we'll start exploring how to overcome those particular limitations. But to start with, just to have an understanding of what AND is doing, what OR is doing. Once we have these basics corrected, then maybe later on in the advanced sessions, we'll go to those particular topics. But otherwise, coming back to today's thing, any follow-up questions on what AND is doing and what OR is doing?
Shiv, I don't have a question, but I wanted to check on something here. Is in the AND operator, you've used Java and SQL and JavaScript and software. But see, if I'm looking at a software engineer, or in the OR operator, if I'm instead of dosa, if I'm using a 2-word like say masala dosa, so can I just give like say or masala dosa? Or, I mean, will it take it? Or if it's a 2-word of
We'll come there. We'll come there in today's session itself.
Okay.
Let's add that also. Building search on Google. Basic Boolean operator and or not. Let's take this also. And then, okay, let me keep bracket. And then, we'll come there. It will be covered today itself. All right.
Thanks.
So and or not, brackets and then double quotes. For your question, answer lies in this set. We'll come there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sure.
All right. Yeah. So anything on and or? Shall I take silence as no questions and move?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. So now going on to next. Now let's say we need idli or biryani or dosa. Let's see the results. So we got Paradise. So Paradise is famous. Let's come to the first page. Okay, biryani by kilo. Okay. Biryani by kilo. Amis biryani, Paradise biryani. My daughter came to my laptop, started saying, what the hell this guy is doing with biryani? What? Right. Okay, Beros biryani, biryani by kilo, Paradise. And also get it, Paradise, Paradise biryani. Okay. Never say no to biryani. Good one.
Absolutely.
Absolutely good one.
All right. Okay, so now let's say in a use case of we seen Paradise and by kilo, biryani by kilo. Let's say we want a list of results where either idli or biryani or dosa is there, but not from Paradise. In that case, what we do, we use a brackets. First of all, the thumb rule is whenever we use an operator or, in addition with additional operator and not or anything else, in additional with or to or also, the thumb rule is it should be used in a brackets so that it's become one nest, it's become one group, it become one set. That's where we use that particular bracket. Now let's say idli or biryani or dosa, not paradise, paradise. Okay, now we would see the list of results where the paradise is excluded. Earlier we were seeing a list of results where we had a paradise biryani and all, but now we see a list of result where the word paradise has been excluded. We can definitely go in depth also, but on a high level, if we are seeing a results, definitely we don't see a paradise over there, which early in an earlier search we were seeing. Donne. Okay, let's say not paradise or Donne. Okay, so now we see a list of results where the word paradise and Donne both has been excluded. So biryani by kilo. Okay, director idli dosa. Biryani by kilo, dosa and idli. Never say no to biryani by kilo. Bayros. Okay, so basically what not operator is doing is basically it's trying to exclude those keywords. It's not trying, it's excluding those particular keywords, which are the keywords has been given after not. Now let's say we have multiple keywords to be excluded after not. Again, back to Boolean operator or not, not space within the bracket paradise or Donne, or let's say within the quotes by kilo. So as you asked, let's say if there are two words, how would I include or how would we exclude? Something like software engineer or engineering manager or chicken kebab. So how do you include or exclude? So any particular phrase with more than one keyword, but you want that particular 2 or 3 keyword as it is, something like chicken biryani or chicken kebab or anything like that, it has to be given in double quotes. We'll cover there in depth, but let's take this example just in short to understand whether that by kilo is coming now or not. So idli, biryani to home. Okay, biryani by kilo is still coming. Let's see this result. Biryani by kilo. Let's see in which format that by kilo is given. I think it's a name. KILO. Let's see. Biryani by kilo. So we are excluding, we are including biryani and we are excluding, okay, or was missing. Got it. So one operator here and there also results will mess up. So now paradise or Donne or space within double quotes by kilo. Now let's see. Okay, yeah, now we see that by kilo is also missing. So now we have a list of idli, dosa or biryani, but the one which we have seen, Donne Biryani or Paradise Biryani or Biryani by Kilo. All those three keywords are missing. So DO and NE. Let's see if we have used DO and NE. So chickpea Donne, here one is coming. DO and NE. Let's give these also. Done. No. So this one is still coming. Biryani by Piku, but not by Kilo. So one false positive result. We'll see the use case of it, why it was coming in, but the rest of the results, if you're viewing, those three keywords like Paradise or Donne or by Kilo has been completely excluded. Here still there's one more Donne. Two false positive. Three. Not absolutely, but yes, we have a couple of 1-2 results, maybe a less than 1 to 2% of results. Those are kind of a false positive. It's coming in the title. Seen it, but I think it's a name of the company. It's trying to exclude from the keywords, but if I have to see if it is okay, it is here also. It is here also. It's in a name of the company, so that could be one of the reasons that it's not trying to exclude. Okay, it's basically under the name of the company. That could be one reason that it's not trying to exclude. But if it is under the keywords, it might, it will exclude for sure. All right. So I'll just take a pause. Any doubt on what operator not is doing?
So Shiv, among all the three operators, which gives the maximum results which are more relevant?
Among all the three operators, which gives maximum results which are more relevant. We'll learn it going forward, but there is no identical answer for it. The reason because all the three operators are understood by Google or LinkedIn or any other portal equally. So it's not that if I use this operator, I'll get more result. And if I use this operator, I'll get less result. Actually, we should be smart enough how to get more results by using a combination of all the three operators. Now, let's say if you're only searching for Java, by default, you'll have millions of results. Now, let's say you want Java along with algorithms and data structure. That million will become 500,000. Correct? Now, let's say now you want Java and algorithm and data structure and microservices or AWS or cloud. That 500,000 will become half of half. So it depends on the more number of keywords you give, with the more number of operators, the search results keeps decreasing. The less the keywords are, the search results will be more. Now, let's say sometimes we tick a lot of filters like universities or institutes or someone who has done a certification in some certain particular skills or so many things, and addition to the keywords, addition to the title. Then by default, we have a lesser keywords. And there are some people who don't give keywords at all. I also, most of the times, I don't really give keywords. I just go with the title: software engineer, senior software engineer, or SDET, software development engineer in test. By default, whatever the keywords we need, we see in the profiles, it's already visible. And LinkedIn profiles are basically a social profiles. Those are not the resumes. Unless we do not have a resume in hand, we would not know what are the key skills the candidate is working on. Just to give an example, I'm saying. But to answer your question, the more number of keywords we give, the lesser the results will be. The less number of keywords we give, more the results will be. Does that answer your question?
Shiv, I have a question here. So are you saying in LinkedIn, it's better you go by the title of the role for a better results than the skill set?
See, I'm not suggesting anything as such, whether you go with the title or whether you go with the keyword. It depends on our own individual strategy. How do we come up? See, it again depends on the number of hours we spend on doing the research. If I'm giving these titles, what kind of profiles I'm getting? If I'm giving these keywords, what kind of profiles I'm getting? What best combination is working? So that's reason, along with these sourcing trainings, now we have added these sourcing jams also. These kind of questions will be answered in those sourcing jams. Once we complete at least 4 or 5 sessions, then we'll start with our sourcing jams. Then you'll get to see the real-time examples of which are the best keywords are working for which kind of a job titles. But otherwise, to answer your question, am I suggesting to use only titles? No, I'm not suggesting any as such for now. It depends on our own individual strategy. How are we going and leveraging LinkedIn or any other job portals by giving those particular titles or keywords. So when I started, I was giving multiple keywords. I was giving some hundreds of keywords. But that was one way of learning. After giving those many number of keywords, trying, analyzing, okay, fine, what are the number of profiles are coming? Then now the scale has increased. When the scale has increased, definitely I get to compromise on the number of keywords, because I know if I give more number of keywords, I might miss on the profile who are actually working on that particular key skills, but did not mention those particular key skills in their profile. Something like a recruiter who does stakeholder management also, but not really all the recruiter mention stakeholder management in their profile or a resume. But when we ask them, are you interacting with clients? Are you doing a stakeholder management? Their answer is yes. But if I go with recruitment and stakeholder management and sourcing, I might get very less profiles. But if I go only with the title as a talent acquisition or recruiter, I might get the list of profiles. And when I speak to them, they are actually involved in doing that client management and stakeholder management. They're actually involved in leading clients, interacting with clients and all. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hello?
Yeah, true, Shiv. Agreed.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to test whether I'm audible or not, because as you mentioned, like I'm using my neighbor's internet as well. My net is bad. What is an operator not do?
And also, Shiv, can you please give an relevant example for the not operator within the recruiting industry? How
Sure.
not can be used?
Sure. It basically excludes the given. Let's say not this one, Java and cloud or ELK or Cube. Let's say this example we'll take first. Okay, now we started getting recruiters also, hiring recruiters or senior IT recruiter, or there will be a cloud engineers or CI/CD or cloud engineers or DevOps guys. But what we ideally want is a person with a Java and any cloud or ELK or Solar or Lucene or anything. But we do not really want recruiters or cloud engineers or what we say, DevOps engineers. Maybe on later on pages if we go, we might see some DevOps profiles also.
Shiv, why does this happen on LinkedIn when it gives you like the number of pages, when it suggests that there are still more searches, but it
In
says
free version, it's happening nowadays more oftenly.
okay.
Earlier, it wasn't there.
Hmm.
So cloud developer hiring for cloud. Cloud architect. Cloud architect. Okay, now let's say in this example, now we have seen when we have given Java and cloud or ELK or Solar or Lucene, now let's say so we have last 10 minutes. Please re-log in using the same login details.
Hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We'll go one by one as we have a limitation of operators in LinkedIn.
Five is the limit, Chief.
Hmm?
5 is the limit for the operators.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's take last example. So here in a Google Docs, the format of this double quotes is a little bit wrong. So this is the right format. Okay. Now let's say now we have used Java and Cloud or ELK or Solar or Libsyn, not Cloud Engineer. Okay. Now Spring Cloud, Software Engineer. So earlier we were saying number of cloud engineers, but let's see a couple of more results and see in case we're getting those cloud engineers still. Or is it completely excluding it? The search is wrong. Now, if you see that cloud engineer has been missing now. Earlier, if we see, okay, cloud solution architect, but not exactly cloud engineer. Okay, so not exactly cloud engineer. Cloud consultant, but not exactly cloud engineer. As soon as we excluded cloud engineer, we are also seeing more relevant results where that recruiter and hiring also has been disappeared. But ideally, if you see the cloud engineers, we are not getting those cloud engineers profiles. Now, similarly, if we go hiring, one or two results we seen on a hiring, let's exclude that. So now we removed cloud engineer and we excluded hiring. So we might see a list of results where cloud engineer is coming, but hiring might not be coming. Search engineer. So not is basically excluding the particular keyword which has been given after not not operator. So any questions on and or not, what these three operators are doing? So someone asked in a real time for a recruiter, how is this not useful? Did you get the answer?
Yes, thank you, Shiv. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Bindu. So yeah, we have last 5 minutes left over. I'll be on a mute for this 5. Sorry, I'll be on a mute for this last 5 minutes. Meanwhile, we'll relog in again. Once we get disconnected, we'll relog in again. Meanwhile, if you have any further questions, just take a note of it. We'll start in our next session. So I'll be on a mute. I'll be right back. Give me a moment, please. Thank you. Meanwhile, you people can discuss otherwise. Divya, Kanika, yes, will get logged out in next couple of seconds. Please relog in. I guess you just joined now. So please relog in. You have last couple of seconds left. All right. Any further doubts? Just take a note of it, and or not, and let's discuss in our next session.
So Shiv, I just wanted to understand, there is a limitation for the number of keywords or for the number of Boolean strings we can use, right?
In a free version, absolutely.